Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
My name's Daniel.
I'm Dad.
And I'm Matt.
And I'm Joel.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys, and we want to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, consider subscribing. We can do a lot of things on the farm, but one thing we can't do is grow this channel without your help. Can we see what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm measuring out feed for horses.
All right, thanks for showing us, Joel. Welcome back, everybody. It's so nice to see you. This morning, we're getting started working on the combine.
Just making some minor adjustments.
Now, if this looks a little silly to you guys, it might look silly to us too. We got the 4-row corn head on our 9500 John Deere combine. Now, you're probably wondering, Andrew, Veggie Boys, why are you using a 4-row head on a 9500? And that answer is simple. The corn head was free. And the fact that we just got this harvester this year and we planted all our corn in 4-row, so we're using the 4-row head. And we didn't get anything new because we're all set up for 4-row. So that's why we kept the head, and we're just doing some minor adjustments this morning. Dad has already cut a little bit of corn, but he's just getting everything set up because he was having a couple problems.
The corn is very dry, we're harvesting, and when the ears are getting pulled into the harvest thing here, it's taking the kernels off the ends of the ears because these gaps are too wide from wear. So what I'm doing is sliding these plates together. The whole corn stalk comes in here, it pulls the corn stalk down, and then it pops the ear off, and we're popping kernels off. And we're wasting that in the field. So we're trying to eliminate that problem.
You could think to yourself, well, it's only just the end of the year. Is it really that big of a deal? Well, just imagine if every ear that came in had the same problem. You'd lose a lot of corn. And our corn is yielding really, really good. So we don't want to be losing any kernels.
As easy as it is, I thought it'd be a lot harder.
It does look like it's going easy. I need 1/2 inch. Goes on that one.
I'm going to go feed my horses.
There you go. We're good.
Matt's taking the tire off the skid steer loader. What happened? Did you break it?
No, Daniel put a hole in it somewhere. I'm not sure where.
I will stand here the entire corn harvest.
We're getting all set up for corn harvest. We've already got some in the bin. Dad picked about 2 separate loads. So we've got the dryer running on it right now. We're gonna get a look in here, see what we got. Oh! Woo! Just blew our face off.
Oh, yeah, you're not kidding, man. It's been harvesting several bushels per acre.
All depends where we're picking at.
Anybody want to go for a ride? Woo, use that right hand.
This is what Joel and Daniel are up to.
Hi, how are you? I'm doing good.
Dad and I are working on getting gas lines hooked up to our heater. It's just so loud over there, it's hard for me to show you what's going on. I was with Dad and we were trying to get our gas lines all hooked up, and there's this little fitting. Don't know if you can see it. Oh, let me get the light. That crack is causing us problems, so I have to take this and find a new piece. It's not gonna be easy where we live. So guys, we're all good. We got the dryer hooked up on the grain bin. I came out to see how Dad was doing, and he looks to be doing pretty good. I don't see any corn. I went through and walked. There's here and there. They're probably gonna get out and adjust it, or they may already have, but it looks like it's doing a nice job. It's a good day to cut some corn, that's for sure. Dad seems pretty happy with the way things are going. It helped out a lot moving those little plates in, so that's saving us a lot of corn that we'd be losing onto the ground. So it seems like everything's going well. We spent a lot of the morning getting stuff ready, and this farm, it's not too close to the main farm, so Dad had to drive a little bit with the combine, so it took him a little bit to get over here. So it's actually just about lunchtime, so I think we're gonna fill this truck up, and then we're gonna head back and eat.
but like a corn dust or grease.
We're heading back for lunch. Dad said he's thinking about 220 is what we're running, which isn't the best, but I mean for this hilly area that we're working on, it's not too bad. Better get out of the way before Matt runs you over. We got home a little later than Daniel. Daniel was here, so Matt pulled his truck in and he got it set up to unload. So Daniel started unloading while we were eating. It's basically a pretty easy process. Daniel's dumping the grain into this hopper, and then the auger is pulling it up into the bin. Alrighty guys, we're ready to go. We had lunch, we made sure the dryer was working, we got that hooked up, and now we gotta get back to cutting corn. Now we farm about 70 to 80 acres of field corn, so we don't need the fanciest equipment for it. It's not as much as some people have with thousands of acres of corn. What do you think of this corn over here?
This is impressive.
Now some of you guys that are watching are probably wondering, you know, if we're only doing 70 acres of field corn, couldn't we put that into something else? Because can't make a living off of that. But the reason why we do raise 70 acres and we raise also multiple different varieties is because of one of my dad's jobs is selling seed corn to local farmers. So we're gonna sell seed corn to local farmers in our area. We need to know what corn does well in our area. So that's a big part of us participating in grain farming. Even if we only do 80 acres of corn, 50, 60 acres of beans, it's to know what works well in our area. That way we can sell to our customers and we can help them to have the best product that we can provide.
Probably going to be running close to 260, 270.
As we're riding through, I'm starting to see some deer damage that we have on these outside rows. It's pretty common. This field's right next to a giant wooded area, so we're expecting to see something like that. It's mostly these two outside rows over here. It's not terrible, but well, yeah, it is pretty terrible on those outside rows. But the rest of the field looks absolutely incredible. So as Dad's going out through with the combine, it's not an easy job. He's got a lot that he has to pay attention to. He has to make sure he's not bringing too much in so that he doesn't plug the machine. He has to watch down in between the rows to make sure there's no logs, sticks, or anything else that would be there that would cause a problem. Like I see right now, we've got a big rock coming up. Now when we're doing beans, that's more of an issue, but you still have to watch out for certain things when you're doing corn as well. Because the last thing you want is something big going into this machine and breaking things. That's an expensive repair, and it's downtime that we really can't afford. Here you go, you can see there's a pretty big wet spot in this field.
We didn't plant it.
And it's not like we planted stuff in there and it didn't come up. We didn't plant that because it was so wet when we tried to plant it, it sunk our tractor. So nothing was planted there. It's the same with what's in front of me. That was a bean field that we had that we just planted rye into so that we could cover crop it. And then over here, that wet spot, it must be springs that just run right along this area because we weren't able to get in there with the planter. Dad and I are laughing as we're going out through here. You should see the deer paths that are just cutting through this field. There's a lot of deer on this farm that we're at. So we were expecting some damage, but we're getting a lot more than we thought we would have. I'm done riding with Dad. He is gonna keep cutting corn, and then Matt and Daniel, they're gonna keep running trucks back and forth for Dad. We got quite a bit cut over here, but he's got plenty down over the hill. So they're gonna be taking care of that. I have a few odd jobs I have to do back at the farm market. I have to move some dirt so that when we get semi trucks, they can back right up to our dock and I don't have to use the forklift. And I also have to take off a few more fertilizer injectors. And I completely forgot, I can go pick up the tire for the skid steer loader too. Oh, she's heavy. She's a big girl. Fat tire. We got her on, just one more test. She looks good to me. Now this is a new Dulcitron, so this thing works really, really good. And this is our largest greenhouse. It's actually 3 sections of greenhouse that we combined into one. And what this does is this stays right here. It hooks into this little piece right there, and it supplies fertilizer to this whole greenhouse. So we want to just make sure that this thing is protected. This is a brand new one, so well, new this past year. So we used it for 1 full greenhouse life, and we'll be able to keep using it, but we want to make sure that we protect it. So we want to get it out of the weather, and we want to put it inside so this doesn't freeze and crack.
Why didn't you tell me my face was so dirty?
Everything seems to be going well here. We're back out here. We can see Joel is mowing corn stalks. We don't bale our corn stalks back up. We mow them down and till them into the field. We'll use them as like a mulch for us. So that works pretty good. Dad is still cutting down on the bottom side. He's got 2 big fields down there he's finishing off. So it looks pretty good over here. We just got finished cutting corn for the day. We still have daylight, but we have things we have to do tonight. In the background, Joel is still cutting corn down, so he's gonna keep cutting corn stalks for a little bit longer. So we're done cutting corn for today. It's been going pretty well. Are you happy with what's coming in?
Yeah, very nice.
Came down around back to see if everybody needed to be fed, but I think Daniel already took care of it. Daniel had brought back his truck, and Dad told him he was done. So I think Daniel just decided to feed everyone and get everyone prepared for tonight. Matt just got home with the truck. He's finishing the last load for the day, unloading.
Do you see how fast he climbs that bin, Tracy?
Tracy, what's it like being married to Tarzan?
I don't know, it's cool.
Don't jump, Matt, I don't got you. Dinner time, let's see what we're having.
Oh wait, I don't have it on the table yet.
Oh, I know what it is though. We're having chicken and waffles for dinner. Got the chicken, in here she's got waffles made.
Are you guys ready to eat?
Yeah.
Well, we're headed up now.
Homemade Belgian waffles, chicken. Ooh, she's got acorn squash in there too. Oh, this is exciting. I never got the tire for the skid steer.
And you got it.
Grammy wanted me to show you everything on the table, guys. There's the acorn squash. Then we have our waffles and then the chicken and gravy. It looks good, Grammy. All right, guys, that's where we're gonna end the video today. I wanna thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.